When cars, it seems that when cars, and I watched the intersection for quite some time, and quite frankly, it even happened to myself.
This is at the Dairy Queen, basically.
At the Dairy Queen, if you are traveling up Steuben Street, traveling east on Steuben Street, and you're approaching Foster Avenue, and the traffic light is red, the one behind it at West Crafton is green. Very oftentimes, people approach that intersection and don't see that red light, and they see the green light behind it, and they go through it. It's happened to me on both ends. I've done it myself going up that street. I've been on Foster pulling out when I see cars come up, and you can tell they're not going to stop. They don't see the light. So I asked Mr. Rob Kaz to see about, if you travel on Green Tree Road at Manila, they have a red light there with a little strobe light in there. When that light is red, that little strobe lights up and gets your attention. So I asked Mr. Rob to do some research on getting a strobe down there, and he did. The cost of it is about $1,191. He tells me that there's about $2,000 available in a line item for signal maintenance. So I don't think we need a council approval to do that. I think that we are bringing it up to see if anyone has any questions or anything to say about it, any input about it. It's a safety issue, that's why I'm concerned, and if the money is there for this year's budget, I think it would be okay to spend it. Are there any questions or input from anybody?
I have a question. So I know that the road itself belongs to the state. Are we able to do whatever we want to the red light without their approval, or can they install it on their, is that their red light, and should they be installing it?
Once the signals are installed, the municipality's responsibility, I think. So in this instance, it would be up to the municipality to approve that signal at an intersection.
Okay.
Has PennDOT been consulted about this?
Not yet.
John,
I wasn't aware.
do you have anything to add? Rick,
The engineer?
do you have anything to add?
No, I'm not a traffic engineer by trade. I do know that they do allow those types of activations or
Upgrades?
Right. It would be up to PennDOT. They'll have very specific rules and very specific allowances for stuff like that in its location and how it's applied. So I think your best bet is to get them involved with the idea and see if they're receptive.
What I'll do is, once if council's okay with it, I'll move forward and contact PennDOT, the person that's actually responsible for this area, for the traffic signals, and I'll see what we need to do if council wants to move forward with this project.
So do we need to do any type of anything? Okay, so obviously it's a safety issue. Yes, I would say yes, we need to move forward to see.
Joe, do you have any questions? You still there?
I'm gone.
No, you did.
I know.
Oh, my phone probably died.
What's the charge?
Do you, anybody have an iPhone that can call him? I don't know the phone number because obviously it's in my phone.
Did he participate in the last vote?
Yes.
I think he did.
Yes. Thank you.
So since this wasn't on here, do we get to discuss it?
There's no motion.
Okay.
There's no action.
Wonder if he knows he's on.
Well, he's not seeing us anymore.
Oh, was this a, yeah?
He was FaceTime.
FaceTime, he's looking at the screen. Yeah.
Public. I don't know what's going on.
Can you maybe just call him? Regular? I didn't think it would not got pushed. That was 10%. We fell over.
Hey, Nia's phone died. Can I just put you on, I'm just gonna. Okay.
He likes to be over here.
Hi,
Just
Joe.
so married. So married.
Be gentle with Joe.
Okay. I'm not sure where I lost you there, but we were talking about the red light at Steuben and Foster. Were you part of that?
No, that's fine. You dropped me right after I voted on the county tax collection appointee. So Parks and Recreation is fine. Let's just continue with yours.
Okay, so just quickly then,
Oh, I'll update him tomorrow, I'll call him
Okay.
tomorrow. I'll call you tomorrow.
moving on then to ordinance. I'll entertain a motion to adopt ordinance number 1628, amending chapter 214 of the Borough of Crafton Codification of Ordinances 214-35, parking prohibited at all times, Steuben Street, and 214-25, stop intersections established, intersection of Lawson and Josephine, and intersection of South Glenwood and Promenade.
So move.
Second.
Can we break these out? They're stop signs and then there's no parking.
It's all under one.
It's
It's an ordinance.
Okay. I can't pull the ordinance up. Do you have it? I just want to make sure the qualifiers are in from where to where on Steuben Street.
On the one side it's the Union, on the other side it's the Enterprise.
Yeah, we decided that we would,
I know, but it's not reflective in the actual motion
Yeah.
we're voting on, so I just want to.
yeah, but actually, you know, I think those, it doesn't widen up there. It's no wider than the lower part of Steuben Street. I mean, I think we had a discussion about that, and it was
When it goes to the bend, it's
wide, around the bend, beyond Gray Street.
beyond Union,
I don't think
or it
so.
starts to widen up there.
The bend is around, is past Grace.
It actually starts right before Grace.
Well, okay. I just don't think it's any wider.
Any further discussion?
It's fine.
All in favor?
All right,
All opposed? Moving on then to comprehensive planning.
So last meeting, you had discussed the scope of work for the comprehensive plan. This project has been dormant for the last several months, and we're working to re-engage in the process and move things forward. So tonight, with Ingram's concurrence, at the same time you were reviewing the scope of work 2 weeks ago, so was Ingram's council. They were in support of moving forward and in support of Crafton taking the lead on the administrative process of soliciting proposals from consultants. So this will begin that formal process of issuing requests for proposals and then managing that process on behalf of both communities. The one footnote that I would add is you may note that the motion includes an RFP for the consultant to complete the Crafton Ingram Joint Comprehensive Plan and 5-year financial management plan. This is a bit of a juggling act with potential grant opportunities that we have, so we are expanding the scope of the comprehensive plan to include a financial component because of the potential availability of some funds. So this RFP would include that full scope of the project, the comp plan with a financial component, and then we're going to continue to pursue the grant funds ideally and get all the grant funds that are available and that we need with the borough's matching funds from the two communities to then move forward with the full project. I did forget, I'm looking at you and your face down there, I totally forgot. But see, we needed you later on for the red light, I'm almost done now. He had asked if I would say after the engineer's report that if there was nothing needed from the engineer that he needed to go. I
didn't even get an
apologize.
engineer's report.
I apologize.
So we got there.
May as well just wait now.
I'm sorry, so I digress. Anyway, so the motion includes the comp plan with the financial plan component because there's a potential funding opportunity through DCED. So that's the only change since you last saw this a couple weeks ago.
So that being said from John, I will entertain a motion to authorize advertisement of a request for proposal for a consultant to complete the Kraft and Ingram Joint Comprehensive Plan and 5-year financial management plan.
So moved.
Second.
Any additional discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All opposed? At this time, if there are any, oh, okay, did I miss it on here? Did I miss you? So we have Rick with the engineer's report.
Just a couple simple items to get you caught up on. Harris Avenue, we've talked about the work that's being proposed there, paving work from the alleys down. Been really bugging the contractor to get us a date to get out there to start work. He's committed to next week. I haven't got an actual start date, but at least we've got a week at this point. So we'll continue to work with them to get that scheduled to actually conduct that work for next week. And then also just an update on the situation that occurred on Woodlawn. Lane Liner is the contractor for doing the lining work in the sewers. During their installation of a liner on Woodlawn, they had a line fail on them, and the line was twisted, and then it begins to set and get hard, and before it would harden in the pipe and block the pipe, they had to do an emergency excavation of the line in our brand new roadway. So doesn't happen very often, but it does happen sometimes, and that work was done. There is a procedure to repair that roadway. It'll be milled, curb to curb, saw cut, milled, and they're working with Rob on making that repair under your street opening ordinance. So just to let you know that the liner was successfully, that section of the liner was removed. They'll be repairing that through the in-situ liner by putting a patch inside there to fix that. And then also, I believe that work could occur, the road restoration work could occur as early as this week. Rob, I'm not sure if you have the actual date, but that's the word we got from the contractor, that they understand the sensitivity of excavating into a brand new road, and they're trying to get as quick as possible to get that resolved. And that's all I have.
Thank you. This time then we'll take citizens' comments. If you have any comments, if you could please step up to the microphone and state your name and your address, and please try to limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Hi, Rachel Mel, 110 South Grandview Avenue.
Rachel
Mel, M-E-H-L. Just 2 questions. One, this is maybe a little bit moved for the season, but is it possible to get better detour signs down to the CIT ball field? Where I live, it's right at where viewing is closed off, and I see people just circling and circling and circling, and 9 times out of 10 they stop and ask me for directions. I don't know if it'd be possible to get signage better directing them to the ball field, for next season especially.
Okay.
And then my second question is just general. You reference Cubby a lot. Is that something that's accessible to the public, or is that just for you guys?
It is a share, council share drive where documents are uploaded so that we can all see them from wherever it is that we are. So unfortunately, no, it is not available for you to see.
And most of them are public documents. I mean, if you want to do a document request, you can get any of the documents that are available that are public.
Okay, just curious. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, are there any additional comments, or were you gonna speak to a comment that you had? Okay, any additional citizen comments? Mr. Mayor?
I received an email from a representative at Amazon. The the old Horns Warehouse building, they're opening a new center down there.
The distribution center.
Yes,
Mhm.
and what they're doing is looking for part-time employees. Close to 100, I would guess. More than 100 employees for the season. We talked to Mary and also talked to representatives from St. Philip's to get this information out on on our website and their website, so anybody that's looking for employment can make an application online to Amazon, and hopefully, we can get a lot of people from this area that are in need of work, seasonal work, and which seasonal work could turn into full-time employment once the business is up and running full speed ahead. So I think it's a great deal, and I thank Laura for getting in touch with me, and hopefully
And when are these positions available?
they're starting now. They're right
Where's
now.
this place at?
It's Old Horns Warehouse building. It's in the city of Pittsburgh, but, they're
By the
looking for
Fort
local
Bridge.
employees, yes. They're looking for locals to work.
I have a question there. Do you know if there's any, like operations management positions?
There's a website, they actually want you to go to the website.
Are you the representative?
I am. I just prefer not to speak on behalf of the company or on record.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a website. We have a card over here.
Okay.
Oh, I
Thank
have-
you. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.